Vanakkam, how are you? This is Bala. So in this video, we are going to talk about my affiliation towards Stoic philosophy. In this video, we are going to talk about the Stoic philosophy and using Stoic philosophy, how to build self-discipline. Yeah, through the words of Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was a German emperor. So he was the head of almost half the known world during that time, so around 2500 years ago. But a person who who could do whatever he wants, like enjoying life, partying, and sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But this gentleman has decided to live a very stoic life, very disciplined life. So I think he is the best candidate for us to inform what discipline is, because as soon as we become somebody, for example a yoga teacher or whatever, what happens, or a mother or a father or anybody, what happens is that we are losing our self discipline. We have been gaining something, but due to the external forces, we are committed to different people, and because of this one, we are losing our self discipline. And that self discipline is to have two important things: a healthy body and a healthy mind. If you don't have self discipline, these two are going to suffer. So learning from a king, so if he can maintain self discipline, then I think we have a possibility to maintain the self discipline. Yeah. So self discipline, first important point of self discipline is find your purpose. Finding your purpose means what you want to do to the day. For example, today I wanted to do this video, so I know that I have to wake up in the morning, I have to do all my things, and then I'm here doing this video. If I don't have this purpose of doing this video, I don't really have anything to measure myself up, and what happens is I end up spending a lot of time in my bed, and then what happens is becoming lazy. So it is the purpose that gives a meaning to our life. It could be anything. It could be bringing your child to a cricket game or a football game. It could be anything. That finding a purpose is the best way to find self discipline. Imagine people who are not motivated, who don't have any purpose in life, who don't feel any purpose in life. You know that they are feeling lazy, because whatever actions they are doing, they are not very much happy, they are not comfortable, they are not content. So what happens is that this brings lethargy, and this lethargy brings into laziness, and laziness brings us into does not brings us discipline, that's for sure. For example, if we wake up in the morning, and if I say to myself, okay, today I have to do calorie, today I have to do yoga, if I have a purpose, like a list of things to do, for example, then I have to wake up in the morning. If I don't have anything to do in the morning, what is the purpose of waking up? So I end up being lazy, and this is not very good for self discipline. So this is an important point that he mentions: find your purpose. And how to find purpose in your life? Actually, I will make a separate video on this, but at least in Tamil tradition, the purpose in life has four important ways that you should be in a position to find purpose. Aram, porul, inbam, veedu. That means aram is discipline, porul means meaning or money, inbam is joy, happiness, partners, and other kind of things. Veedu is bliss, eternal bliss, salvation, and other kind of things. So if you have one of these as your reason, as a purpose of your life, you know that you will do something about it. If, for example, if you wanted to have some joy, for example, then you will remember your partner's birthdays, and you will do something, you will bake a cake or something like that. In that way you are creating a discipline for yourself. So over a long period of time, the purpose of your life is the one that is going to determine how much you are going to enjoy, how much you are going to be disciplined. If there is no purpose, what will happen is that you will end up being in your bed, and that is not very good for self discipline. Second important thing is count on yourself. Always remember that you are completely you are a complete person. Universe have not created 75% of the person. Universe has created you because that means that you are self-reliant, self-sufficient, and you have to count on yourself. Of course, we need discipline. We need an external agencies. For example, I go to calorie class. I go to other people's yoga class, but that is but to do that I have to be confident on me. I have to count on myself, like if I do this, this will be on my outcome. Yeah. Through commitment, what we are doing is we are breaking the our journey called life into small practical action plan. Yeah. So by counting on yourself, like for example, to do this video, for example, I've counted on myself that I will write myself a paper and then I will just keep reading about it. I'm not sure about the quality of the video. I'm not sure how this will happen, but this is a long journey. It's not like I want to become a celebrity like over time, but I want people to understand the joy of philosophy actually, because I really love philosophies like Stoicism, nihilism, Saiva Siddhantam, Vedanta. So all this philosophy I really love, and I think that there is a way for me to interact with the people through such a video. So this is why I'm creating a video. So even if only one person has changed their life for half an hour, I have a purpose in life, and I'm sure that I can do this. So this is what counting on yourself means. Yeah. So instead of, so my life journey is to help one person for half an hour, but I'm breaking it into small chunks of videos. Yeah. So and counting on ourselves also helps us to stop procrastinate. Yeah. What happens procrastination? What is procrastination? I will do this tomorrow, I will do this next time, I will do this I will instead of this one. I This is something that I always do. I realize that there is always time actually. If you have only 5 minutes, for example, you really can do, if you have been thinking to do something, you can already do it actually. For example, I made a list of the number of messages that I need to do today. So instead of thinking about it, I just put it in a write. So now I have a practical action plan in front of me. Yeah. So counting on yourself uh, help us to stop procrastinating. The third thing to do is show up every day. So this is a very simple. So if you are doing the same thing again and again and again and again and again for a long time, what happens is that you create the self discipline. You make it into a habit. The habit changes into a character, and the character defines you. Yeah. For example, you wake up to wake up early in the morning. It is not easy for everybody, because that depends upon when you go to sleep. That depends upon the quality of the sleep that you have. That depends upon many other factors. But if you keep working on it, what happens is that it helps. I always tell my friends and family that, for example, doing yoga is not a 1 hour thing. You don't have to look for a 75 minutes class. Just 10 minutes of regular practice, consistent practice every day will make wonders to us. Yeah. For example, we in Calorie, we practice almost 363 days. Is not me, because I'm always half the time I'm not there, but I know people who have been going there just 2 days in a year. The Calorie Pit is closed, so that means that 363 days of a year people are going there to work on themselves. So this is what we call showing up every day. It's not like you have to progress somebody, you need to go somewhere, but just being there, just repeating the same again and again and again can create wonders to yourself actually. So it is so that builds consistency. It's not that we don't have skill is something that can be learned. It is not that we are not consistent with the skill. For example, I wanted to write a book or something like that, for example, but I have been keep postponing, and the book is not shaping up. Yeah. So because I don't have the consistency. If you wanted to do something, start doing it already, because you already have it on you. That's what I told. The previous point was count on yourself. So if you are counting on yourself, you know that you can write 1 page every day. In that way you complete a book. Yeah. And again and again I tell this: if you don't show up one day, if you don't show up one week, one bad thing does not define you. We also have to live life in whichever form. For example, you have a marriage, you have a wedding, you have to do this, you have to do this, corporate career, all these things are there. But that doesn't mean that I will do this every day. It can happen like once in a blue moon, not every second day. You cannot postpone things. Yeah, so it is the consistency of doing things, consistency of doing small action every day. For example, I think this is a very well versed, well known information. One bad day does not defines you. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with first step. Yeah. So, and then the next one is practice dichotomy of control. Dichotomy of control means you know that there is something that is in your control and there is a lot that is not in your control. For example, you wanted to go to you wanted to keep doing something, but the thing is that you have only your mind, your small world that is in your control, but there are so many things that is not in your control. Accepting that there is not a lot of that is so much thing that is not in your control allows us to relax. For example, you wake up in the morning and you wanted to go for a yoga class, but the thing is that you realize that your bike is not having petrol. Yeah, you cannot really anything because you give to your friends or something like that. You didn't got the bike in the right way. So what you do, instead of blaming it, you can start practicing in the comfort of your own home. So because in that way what happens is that you're taking the things that is not in your control and then doing something about it instead of complaining. So that brings us to the next point: never play victim. Please, we are all adults, almost adults, and even children are much more mature. When my niece and nephews are more mature than me, I think, because they have a different kind of a lifestyle. They know more things in their age than me. So take responsibility for your actions, take responsibility for your life. No one is coming to save you. Really, no one is coming to save you. If you want a healthy body, you have to work on it. If you want a healthy mind, you have to work on it. You have to have a healthy career, you have to work on it. You have to have a healthy relationship, you have to work on it. It's you that have the responsibility for what it is going to happen. Yeah, so never play a victim, take responsibility. The next point is practice delayed gratification. Delayed gratification means waiting for something that to happen instead of taking a shortcut, instead of taking something which is easy to do. For example, you wanted to lose weight. Yeah, for losing weight means you have to let go of some certain of your certain of your food. You have to be in diet, for example. So instead of if you keep repeating what you have been doing, for example, then you are not going to change. Yeah, so uh, practicing delayed gratification is the ability to wait than just to give in to temptations. Yeah, so if you wanted to lose weight, then you have to do something about it. If you wanted to gain muscles, you have to do something about it. You want to have a healthy career, you have to do something about it. If you wanted to have a healthy relationship, you have to do something about it. So but instead of waiting that I do barbell curl and then I doesn't start looking like this, because that is not going to happen. It might happen, but it will be of very less it will be of a temporary nature, and what happens is that you lose interest and you don't have discipline. So it is the if you for example, if I wanted to do a handstand, I've been practicing for handstand for almost 6 months now, and I know that I have to practice even more. So instead of complaining that I'm not able to do handstand, what I do, I keep repeating what I have been doing, so that I know that I will have handstand at some point of my life. Yeah. So in delayed gratification, we have to overcome desires. A desire to do something else easier than to desire the difficult one. So please, easier, if it is easy, everybody can do. If it's not only easy, that's why you have been attempting to do that. Yeah. The next point is ignore naysayers. Naysayers are people who don't want change. So it could be your friends, family, partners, it could be your colleagues, it could be anybody. So they don't have bad intention, but they just don't want change. So they wanted to keep everything as per they in the comfort zone. So you have to go out of comfort zone on and off to practice self discipline. So you have been doing that So what happens is that this is like a trap. We have been telling that we need to keep doing the same thing, but also we have to go out of our comfort zone. So this is like a negotiation. So this is like a short-term gratification, long-term gratification. So it's like the combination of life itself. So we cannot be like, we are not a piece of paper. Once it's written, it's there forever. Our life is like a water flowing. So it keeps changing. So but this change happens in control. For example, the river, when it has nice bank, and so it goes here and there with giving positive things to life, positive things to everybody. Imagine the same life keeps moving here and there like a flood. What happens is that our life gets knocked out. So we have to ensure that we are in control of our situation, but at the same time we have to ignore naysayers. So these are the people, whenever we wanted to change, they said, no, 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 you should not change because it's like this forever. Yes, it's been like this forever, but I wanted to change. So but the change is also within your control. Yeah. Find wise people to emulate. That means that if you there are many people, really, trust me, there are people who have done this before, like this video, for example. Many people have done a similar video on stoicism. So whenever I want to do a video, I read about stoicism. I look at videos that has a similar tone, and then I bring in my side of the story, and then we have to write. So we have to uh, sorry. So we have to find people who is doing this right now, who has successfully achieved a similar goal, who has made the change, and from them you have to understand what you can learn from them. Yeah. And then how to follow through, and the discipline part of it, the repetition part of it, the small action part of it, all this comes through here. Yeah. And most importantly, honestly review your day, as if like you are being reviewed. For example, when we are in the school, when our exams are reviewed by a teacher, we are more disciplined, so we study hard because we know that somebody is reviewing our work. But in our day-to-day life as adult, we don't have this check and balances. So what happens is that we are like, there is nobody who's seeing me, but there is a lot of people who is seeing you. God is seeing you, if you believe in the word God, for example. So what happens is that if you are honestly reviewing yourself like a teacher, like a principal of your school, or something like that, what happens is that there is a less chance of being lazy, less chance of procrastination, and then you will be more disciplined. Yeah. So these are the 10 points that allows you to become self-disciplined. Of course, you can ask me, am I doing any of the things? I'm trying, and that's why I thought that this video is always for me and for some people who wants to learn about this Stoic philosophy. So these are the 10 points that I'm going to consolidate for us. Find your purpose, count on yourself, show up every day, practice voluntary hardship and get out of comfort zone, practice dichotomy of control, never play the victim, practice delayed gratification, ignore naysayers, find wise people to emulate, and honestly review your day. Yeah, with that thought, bye bye.